Laowinners here, and welcome to another video. I don't say that.
So what do you normally say?
3, 2, 1. Hey guys, Laowinners here. Thanks for watching. No, that's at the end. Just 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, Laowinners here, and we are here to bring you a topic. We actually came up with this idea when?
Well, the other day we were drinking, when we did that Baijiu thing. Part 2's coming soon, right?
Yeah,
we got horribly drunk eventually, and we drank a bottle of wine afterwards as well, like normal red wine. And, we came up with all these topics, but we were too drunk and slurring, and it's rubbish.
You won't see any of those videos.
No, you won't see. It's just rubbish.
But actually, we came up with a decent idea, and we're actually going to alternate on our channels.
Yep.
Maybe one topic on each channel each week.
Something like that. Yeah, we're still working out the details, but basically, we'll be doing these sort of Q&A videos, and you'll see a lot more of those in the future.
Exactly. Today, it's fitting. We are in our motorcycle shop, as we are on Mondays and Tuesdays. If you haven't subscribed to Churchill Customs, please subscribe to the Churchill Customs channel.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about, not bikes, but car culture, actually.
Yeah.
And car culture in China. Our first attempt at this video was incomprehensible, so let's try again.
Yeah.
I want to start with you.
Yeah.
I'll be the Q guy. It's not queer.
You be the judge of that.
Yeah, thanks. I'll ask you, actually, you came to China much earlier than I did.
Yeah.
And I think you're actually one of the first foreigners that actually drove cars. And my first question is, when you came to Shenzhen and China in general, were there many cars on the road?
Yeah, look, there were tons of cars, but not nearly as much as now.
Right.
Thing is, I thought it would be easy to just pick up a car and go drive it, but then I started to find out that there's all these funny rules, like,
Sure.
At least back then, any car that you bought would have to be scrapped after 12 years,
Right.
like mandatory, it doesn't matter what car it was. They've changed that now for some brands, but
Right.
still there is like all these weird rules, so it's quite restrictive. The next thing is the second-hand market is just ridiculous. You go to the second-hand market, I thought I could pick up a cheap second-hand car. No way. There's no such thing as a cheap second-hand car in China. The cheapest second-hand car costs almost the same as a new car,
Right.
even though it's like completely destroyed. For instance, I was at the time looking to buy like a little pickup truck, so I thought I could haul bikes on the back. And I found the new ones they were costing around about 80,000 RMB. Okay,
About $12,000.
yeah, and they're really shit, by the way. They're like Chinese-made nonsense. They're real crap ones. Anyway, that's new. A second-hand one, which was like just disgusting, like cigarette burns, torn seats, like the body's warped. You can see it's just been through hell. 60,000. So, it's like almost the same as a new one for like a completely destroyed one. And it's still the same today. If you go to the second-hand market here, you still pay like a huge amount.
Way too much.
Yeah, for like absolute crap. So the second-hand market's just useless. That's what I found in the beginning.
The funny thing is if you try to sell your car secondhand, you'll get like nothing for it, but then the dealers will pick it up and then resell it for almost new.
Yeah,
price.
and especially, it's actually quite difficult to keep a car on the road in China, like legally, paperwork-wise. So, buying a car that is legally registered, just because it can be legally registered, makes it much more expensive.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Actually, to put this in perspective, my first car was a wedding gift. It was a Ford Mondeo, and it was really just a pile of shit.
Yeah.
It was a really, really terrible car, and it was 300,000 RMB when new. That's absolutely ridiculous. So even new cars are about double what you'd pay back home.
Yeah, obviously you pay a premium for anything that's imported.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, you said there was a lot of cars in Shenzhen, but when I first came to Huizhou, there were only about 300,000 cars on the road. Now there's well over 1 million cars on the road, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is in Shenzhen, but it's a stupid number, like 100 million or
Right.
whatever. Maybe 10 million or whatever. But
Right.
there's a stupid amount of cars, and it's just evident. If you go out on the streets, the traffic's just terrible.
Right. So yeah, basically car culture is expensive.
Yeah.
And there was no kind of tuner, import, classic car scene because of that scrap law.
Not only that, it's illegal. You're not allowed to change your car. In fact, you can't even change the color of your car here.
Right.
It's illegal.
Yeah, so actually modification is illegal, and that's kind of put a damper on the whole thing. So when I came here, I was super disappointed because back home we were both really into cars.
Yeah, sure.
And I was super, super disappointed. Just recently, there's been a spike in kind of, I don't know how they'd go about it, but China's a bit weird. It's not all on the books all the time.
Yeah.
Quiet down. But basically, more people are getting imports from Hong Kong and Japan and modifying them. And I haven't run into any problems so far, but if you go to a bigger city, if you're not well connected, then you could probably get fines and tickets. And
and they can confiscate your car. And you can't ever get it back.
Right.
You know.
So it's a bit ridiculous. And actually, more popular than the tuner type cars that I like and the muscle cars that you like are supercars. Yes. Which I've never seen more of in my life than when I came to China.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. Just downstairs from my house, every night, there are Ferraris and Maseratis and Lamborghinis and stuff. It's ridiculous. I can't sleep sometimes because in the middle of the night, they're like revving their engines and dragging up and down. And you go out there and you see these amazing supercars, McLaren F1s, and stuff, all these things that you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know?
Bugatti Veyrons and stuff. It's like,
exactly.
They paid $1 million for these things, you know? It's just...
Especially Shenzhen has got like the most billionaires in China or something.
Something like that.
Whatever. Right. But it's just crazy. So yeah, I see these supercars all the time. There are a couple of muscle cars that you see, but they're like these new, like the new Chevy Camaro. They love it because they love Transformers here, and they love the Bumblebee, and it's always the same yellow color, and it's the RS cheap V6 version that they get. But anyway, in fact, those are the only muscle cars I've seen, and a couple of like brand new Mustangs.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of those cars, actually.
I love old muscle cars. I don't like the new ones. I think they're crap. But,
Exactly. So yeah, basically, supercars are the go-to thing for people with money here.
Yeah.
There's not a huge middle class in China, so either you have a ton of money or you don't have very much at all.
Yeah.
Another thing is that Chinese people tend to view cars as an investment, and I think that's why prices tend to hold.
Yeah.
And the way housing prices kind of work here, they're so used to the prices just skyrocketing, you know, before the big bubble started to burst. And I think they see cars as the same thing, so they tend to hold their value for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, which is, it's stupid. So you don't expect to come here and find a cheap second-hand car. It's not going to happen.
Right. Another thing, a subscriber actually asked, a lot of Chinese people I know only make 4,000 or 5,000 RMB a month, but they drive a BMW 3 Series. What's going on there?
Well, most of the time they get loans from their family and whatnot. They get everybody to like club in money to buy this car.
Because they think of it as an investment or a house or something.
And it's also a big status symbol for the family as
Right.
well, you know, like they've got a BMW in the family type thing.
That's actually a good point. Good point. Back home, you might see, like my family is fairly well off, right? We're not rich, but we're definitely, you know, middle class, upper middle class, and they drive a Hyundai Accent and a Toyota Corolla. You know, that to them that's totally fine, and no one's going to pass judgment on them for that. But in China, it's much, much more important to show off how much you have. You know,
it's like that. You know, in South Africa as well. It's sensible people will drive a sensible car, but it's all the nouveau rich or the people that just come into money. Or in fact, it's weird. It's kind of like the low class people. They will rather be like driving a BMW and like living in a hovel,
right?
Because that's their status symbol. It gives them, it raises them up from what they are, you know, in a way. So the low class people are usually the ones that have the flashy cars.
Okay,
it's kind of the other way around.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh well. Well, yeah. Basically, that's kind of our insight on what we've seen. A lot of street racing. A lot of street racing at night.
Yeah.
With no skill involved.
Yeah, they're very bad. So they crash all the time, and you know, unfortunately,
it's a bit sad. It's a bit sad.
China's not the place for racing on the roads because the traffic is completely disastrous.
Especially where we live.
Yeah, it's terrible. So, yeah, if you are one of those guys who thought you're going to come to China and like do all these cool late night street races with these cool cars.
With the same budget you did back home.
I think you're mixed up with maybe Japan or something, because you know, Japan or maybe even Taiwan, that's where you can get the cool cars. You don't get cool cars here.
Right. You're going to pay a lot of money to get anything.
And you're just going to get a family sedan or something, or a saloon, or you know, you're going to get like a Toyota Camry or something. That's what you can buy here in You can't buy cool cars.
Yeah, that's actually true.
You can't buy like a Supra.
Right.
Or you can't buy like anything cool.
Yeah, I can't think of anything cool.
Like
the go-to sports car, or Korean sports car, Japanese, Asian sports cars, the Rohens, which is the Genesis, Hyundai Genesis.
Hyundai Genesis is like the only kind of sports car, two-door coupe thing you can buy here.
And I don't like that thing at all.
No, I mean it's okay, but it's not like inspiring. It doesn't look that good. It isn't that great. You know, they only sell the 2-liter turbo version here as well. So.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, the thing is, there isn't a cool car culture here. It's either like supercars or it's just shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, we're going to show the cars that you've had your car how long?
Almost 5 to 6 years now. So, why is it good to have a cheap car in China? Well, start on the front here. See this? Dents, right? See this? Well, I kind of covered that up with a permanent marker, but there's a big keying scratch all over the bonnet. Over here, if you just look along the car, you'll see all over there little nicks and scratches, but for instance here on the door, more dents. Here at the back you can see it's got a really big scratch dent. The rear here, scratches, dents. Take a look at this nice big one over here.
Ooh.
Basically, all of these dents and scratches happened in parking lots when I wasn't there, when the car was parked and turned off. I've never been in a traffic accident here. I've never had another car hit me. This is why you don't buy an expensive car in China, and this is why you don't buy a car that you actually care about, because it's going to end up like this. So that's it. Rich. It's a Rich M1 Rentley. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, Rich M1, also known by its codename S18. Anyway, thing is, fun little car, gets the job done, practical. It's already paid itself off in what I've used, and I could only suggest small cars like this in China. Maybe a little bit better than this, because now with the same price point you can buy like a Suzuki Alto or something.
It wasn't like that back in the
Yeah,
day.
not then. But yeah, get yourself something small and cheap, and you'll never regret it.
Okay, guys, this is my 05 Lexus IS or Altezza, as you can see. This is all fresh new paint. You can see the little sparkles in it.
It does have the sparkles, doesn't it?
Of course, I haven't actually modified anything from the outside because I wanted to keep the stock Altezza lights. No body kits or anything except for the front lip.
What about the wheels?
Yes, wheels. I have changed the wheels to Volk racing wheels. They're Rays. Very good, very good. Don't have to worry about getting them messed up with those like Graham light, really light ones. So it's got a good look to them. I got TT Racing brakes upgraded from England. So those are nice slotted rotors. Good when you're gonna upgrade the power of your car, obviously. The stock brakes are not good enough.
Yeah, so the lip kit was definitely changed, right?
Yes, I did change the lip because of this massive intercooler on the front.
Okay, we'll take a look in a minute. Yeah, the brakes are pretty nice on this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
The front end I had to modify, and I'm not actually a huge fan of this lip kit, but I had to because the intercooler is so big. Unfortunately, with this engine, you have to have a really, really big intercooler because it runs super hot and it's fairly high revving.
Don't you worry about like that getting damaged all the way down there?
Yeah, there's not much I can do though.
Yeah, true.
Other than not run shit over.
Yeah.
Pins open here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really hot.
Yeah. Special iron oxide. Iron oxide coloring. Oh, well done.
1JZ. This is from a Toyota Soar, but it's upgraded. So originally I had 280 horsepower, single turbo, and the VVTi, which is super, super rare. Unfortunately, because it's rare, that means I have a very rare engine in China, which is not what you want.
Nope. So you got your turbo down there, eh?
Yep. And yeah, the whole cooling system is Samco, and yeah, the ECU has been tuned by Mines to actually bring it up to about 430. It's down a little bit below 400 now because I have a smaller exhaust on it. It was too loud and I was getting too much attention from the police, and that was bothering me.
Yeah, of course. 'Cause as we know, it's actually illegal to have a car like this here.
Right, yeah.
Even though, yeah, well,
No, there's ways.
there's ways, yeah.
We can't talk about that.
Sure.
Exity Stage 2 clutch, and that is very, very heavy. So my wife doesn't like to drive it, and it scares the shit out of her as well.
Well, I mean, I can attest that this is a really, really quick car. I've been in it, you know, and it does whole ass.
It goes to 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in about 4 seconds. So it's cool because, you know, it's why do we like tuners? It's because you want to race things that people spend a lot of money on and then they don't expect you to win.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't do much street racing.
No, but it's just the fun of having.
It's just kind of fun. But yeah, anyway, we'll go for a spin.
First of all, I want to thank my connect, the most important person with all all due respect, thanks to the duffel bag, the brown paper bag, the Nike shoebox for holding all this cash. Boys in blue who agreed before the badge. The first bush who ever made the stash. The rock boys in the building tonight. Oh, what a feeling, I'm feeling like. Bullet wounds to stop your buffoonery. Thanks to the pastor rapping at your eulogy. To little Kim and them, you know the women friend who carry the word cross state for a gentleman.